Okay guys, we're going to be doing a video on smokes, or basically all utility on A site cache. I'm going to try to go through this pretty quick. It's pretty basic smokes. Get all the way on top of this pipe here. Line up in between this mark and this mark. They're the same to each other, and basically just going to go slightly off and throw. So land here to cover site. Fairly straightforward. Next, we're going to cover its weakness, which is up on this little electrical box right here, the meter. I'm going to take this extension of the antenna, going to go halfway, just a throw. Is going to cover the weakness of that smoke and smoke off catwalk. So far, we built this 2 smokes. Next, we're going to be taking care of the cross into sight. This one, you're going to walk into this corner right here. This one's a little bit tricky. Basically, it helps to have the lines, the help lines. We're going to go to this line right here. And just outside of this extension, it's just going to be another just basic throw. With this one, you cover the cross and basically forklift as well. So it's a full coverage. If somebody's playing close to sight, if you're off a little bit, it could show a little bit of a gap there. So there, the cross and catwalk. The 3 smoke execution to get onto A. Some people like to smoke. I'll show you this smoke real quick. Basically, this one also helps to have the help lines. And if you go right here, so basically it's going to be in this corner right here, and the very top of the antenna extension. Another throw. None of these are jump throws, crouch throws, nothing. They're all just throws. This will cover basically the opening to quad and MBK, because some people do like to have that ability to then work up onto the site like this and take these fights, or to specifically, you know, molly these spots to deal with them like that, or flash through the smoke, whatever. Another very popular smoke is just the cross smoke, just very basic like that, you know, completely safe unless, you know, you get pushed A main, and that covers the cross. However, it does not cover forklift, so you may want to use that one instead of the one that's over here, right there in that corner. You can just use a basic cross smoke. The benefit of that is that you allow an additional guy to be in A main instead of going squeaky. So, and you can also use it, you know, if you choose to have forklift open. That way you can see basically the CTs entering site sooner. You can get a visual on them sooner rather than blocking it completely off and then letting them essentially get up right to the outside of the site. You can kind of bait them in, or at least spot them with this fork guy. Some other mollies, basic mollies, if you want to molly NBK, or you can do it like this. Molly quad on either side, just in case if it's like an anti-eco and you feel like they're hiding, playing those spots. You can molly default by throwing behind the site. Sorry, that was bad. You basically want to aim for the A and then just throw kind of like right there, and basically you'll get the default spot. This is kind of like default in the open. That's like default safe. So you can do that. Another good smoke to learn is, oops, sorry. If you get somebody to boost you up here, and I know that there are a few other smokes that you can, or a few other ways you can do this, but this is my favorite. It's most consistent. Is to basically go all the way up left against the wall, crouch down, and get all the way to the edge right here. Aim, and you can see just a little tiny brown spot beneath the end of this rail. You're gonna aim at the brown spot right there. Uncrouch, or actually, sorry, aim just a little bit above it. Uncrouch, throw. This is gonna be your highway smoke. Is very good. Now, there are no good truck smokes, because basically in order to do this you need 2 smokes just to cover off one angle, which is not ideal, just to gain that much more of the sight that really can't be spotted any better. So basically I don't really recommend learning any truck smokes unless you really feel like you want something to be able to take a truck right there. Other than that, let's go over a few flashes. This is one of my favorite. You want to line up as close as you can to the door. Pick this little spot right here on the wall, throw, and open. And it will blind anyone here peeking at quad. Of course, then as you open the door, right at the last moment, as they hear the door open, then they'll be flashed. There are very basic flashes that you can obviously just, kind of flash out. While I'm here, you can molly forklift like this. It's really the corner, and then this is a better molly for forklift. Like if you're doing an anti-eco and you think that they're playing behind the forklift like that, that'll force them out. But yeah, basic flash like that. You can, after you throw smokes over here, you can kind of aim halfway like that and basically flash over. And you can see that those flashes, they will blind anyone in the site unless somebody's playing like kind of like right here at the default spot. It'll blind just about anybody like playing quad like right here. Like if they're usually your quad player's not going to play like that, they'll play like back here, so it will blind them as well. Let's see, Molotovs, we already kind of went over that. That's basically all that you need for T side. CT side, very basic smokes. You can smoke a main from here, and that's a good smoke. You can smoke a main from back here, up on the little ledge or whatever you call it. Jump up, aim right here in this little dark triangle there. It's good. If you're on highway, this smoke isn't that great, but you can do it where basically you line up the pole back there, that light pole, with this part of the railing. You line up right there, and you can just aim like up at the actual light fixture. But again, it's not that great of a smoke. It's just kind of like an emergency smoke. Even if you aim a little bit lower, it should be fine. Like I think that I've even gone and like done it like right here. I think it usually turns out okay. The bad part is that it's on this side. The cloud is on this side rather than the other side. Let's see what else. Same thing with a Molotov. You can aim kind of at the same general spot to just there's basically if you throw a smoke from back here, the cloud will be on the side of a main. It's not going to be on the CT side. So when you throw a molly behind it, it lands just beyond the smoke in case they push it. You can smoke like right here. I think it's if you line up basically the front pin of your smoke grenade right here with this one. I think it's this. It's double click, so that's left and right click, throw. It's basically good enough. Basic flashes you can flash over. Sorry, my bad. Basically it pops right above you, right there. You can crouch and throw. Oops. You have to aim like right at the top up here and throw like that. You can also double click and it won't go as high, so it's not as easy to spot. Let me think what else. Oh yeah, so if you have a main smoked and you want to go pop flash, so like let's say if you smoke a main and you're looking to flash in a CT to like, to peek a main and you want to flash them through the smoke, get up against this wall and aim kind of like right here at the base of this line right here. You want to throw it on the left side so that way it pops as far as it can behind them. That way they can hold right here and peek in right here and it will pop behind them. If you're back here in a post-plant situation, you can tuck into this little corner right here. And basically we'll throw the smoke first. But basically if you line up right here with this part of the crane, so you want to kind of go like that. And it's hard to tell because it gets off your screen, but basically like right there. Might have been a little bit too far, but it should be fine. And smoke off highway for you. You can just kind of like if you aim at this pillar right here, like maybe a little tap forward. They give it some momentum going forward rather than just a throw, just kind of a little run forward. You can smoke off close. If you come back here, you can also just kind of aim right here, throw a molly, and that'll molly highway for you. Slow the CTs down a bit. If you do aim a little, sorry, that was a little bit too far to the right. Aim like kind of like right here, and this will force them that even if they wanted to pass it to jump onto the ladder, they'd have to kind of run through the molly. That's basically about it. Unless you want to get super fancy, you can like come up here on this light, and if you do drop a smoke right there, oops, that you can just barely kind of one way this, especially like if you have an op, and you can just kind of hold this angle right here because they won't expect to see you up on the lights, so you can kind of look over like that. You just have to of course watch from over there, from up highway. Other than that, if you do jump up here, you can kind of spot a little bit right here. It's not that great though, because you'll pretty much only see heads, and if somebody kind of crouches around the corner, you will not see them, so it's not a good spot to hold sight. But other than that, that's pretty much A-site cache for very basic stuff, very basic utility. Not really much more than that. Anything else gets kind of a little bit advanced or specific to executes. So that is A-site cache. Thanks for watching, guys.